Hello guys, it is that panda guy and I'm here again with another video, and today we are going to be going through two of my accounts getting swarmed, and I'll kind of explain how it led up to this and just what I was doing. So first off, you guys see me over here, and if you guys don't know, in Coco Island or Island Raid, all you have, you can't normally TP around people, right? Like you can't TP unless it's on your territory, of course. But you can kind of get around that by using random teleports, and that was what I did. I had random teleports on my accounts, and I spammed it until I landed in the right spot. And I will say that these were generally my weaker accounts that I was using because, if I'm being honest, I don't think my bigger accounts would get attacked. And what I was doing was this a little like thing where even if I was outnumbered, right, I still think I would take better trades because basically, even if one of my marches dropped or got low, I could instantly refresh it. Whereas these people were further away from their bases and running over to me. And honestly, just like 5 seconds earlier, or even now, this would be the best time to go into my base. I was isolating marches, I was fighting them, and I honestly just ran into like a pretty big murder ball. So I do think I took pretty negative trades in this case because I was being stupid, and I even jumped back on the field here. And I don't think I cleared my hospital, but I'll kind of explain a few things. So I do end up getting swarmed here on two of my accounts, and I will say that these were on my computer, and I was just recording from my phone, obviously. But I ended up getting hit and stuff. But basically, I had this like thought process, right? You guys will see it on my second account in a minute now, but this account only takes one swarm. My next account takes two. But this account, I actually had like this thought process, which was actually never mind. It was my next account, but basically, you guys will see that this one random ports after the swarm, and it could be for one of two reasons, being that I just didn't want to get caught up, and I wanted to see if I could random, because the thing is I have this account watching, right? Like I have my Pandy account watching down on it, so obviously the second my account gets low on its wall, I can instantly spam my random teleport if I need to get out of there, and I think I can't take another swarm. And in this case, I was just fighting on the field, so I did have a lot in my hospital, and I don't think I would have been able to take a second swarm without getting deads. So I actually was kind of worried about that and decided to random port. And I will say that I was kind of baiting here, and I wanted points, I think, because I think I didn't hit my point criteria yet to finish my get my rewards, and I was still aiming for it. And I'll also say I had a third account over here, and I was actually a little bit frustrated because these guys rallied it, and I didn't want to take a rally and get swarmed because I was definitely going to take bad trades, especially with who was rallying me, right? Like I'd rather take a swarm. And the thing is, like, swarms aren't always good. You got to know when to do it, when not to. And I will also say, do not try this, guys, unless you guys really are confident. I said this to my friend Shelby, but basically, I wouldn't take a swarm, or I wouldn't swarm a base if it wasn't same size, similar or I was way stronger than the account with all of my accounts, right? Because if there's a, let's say, 50 million target, I'm willing to swarm that. But if it's 60 million, 70 million, I'm way more optimistic. Of course, my main account can take good trades on that. But when you're considering these like people who are smaller than the person, they're going to be taking pretty bad trades. And I will say that this Fireheart account does have tier 5 infantry at the time of this video, and that was the only like tier 5. And my next account only has tier 4, but I think it had 1.7 mil in its base, so it definitely could take a swarm. And I will say most of these accounts, if not all of my alts, are actually infantry based, so you're always going to see me using Raygro and like Tom on my wall. And of course I lead with Raygro because it is my higher level hero. Their talent builds are the exact same, so it was no point in using Tom, you know what I mean? Because of course my Tom is weaker, at least level wise, so its talent tree isn't going to be as filled out, and I still have its skills here. And you guys are going to see I don't actually random teleport with this account, and the reason is my hospital after this swarm didn't even go up to halfway. So that means like the next swarm would actually fill way less. At least that's what I was hoping for, being the case, there was less to actually like take out. But though I might have been wrong about that, assumption. But either way, I definitely knew that I could take on a second swarm if they insta hit me again. And I will say they took pretty bad trades in a lot of these. Some people took positive trades, and that's generally tier 5 players. You got to understand, like, a lot of these people have weaker tech than these accounts that I'm like defending with. So even if they're hitting in a swarm, they're going to be taking really bad trades. And that's why I say that I wouldn't swarm a player that is a lot stronger than my accounts, or just, I don't know, like I have to have a similar strength in like the person that I'm going to swarm, right? Or I'm not going to use all my accounts to beat down on that player because it's really bad trades and it's not generally smart, you know. And of course, these guys might have just been doing it for the, you know, S of it, and I was fine with that because I wanted to take a swarm, you know. I really did want to take a swarm, and I was baiting them pretty hard. And I actually wasn't sure if they'd do it, but you know they did. I also want to mention that these guys were 1v1ing my base basically, and this was not smart. Like you guys see, he's injuring like 400 for 4,000. Sorry, 200 injuries for like 3,000 dead at the, like that last hit there. That was just disgusting. You know, like the trades on that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the swarming isn't like super optimal if your target is super bloated in some cases, as well as like just, you know, tech is stronger, right? And I do think that my tech was stronger than most of these players because I was like one step away, or like two researches away, I think. And of course, each of those researches are like 20 days or so. But you know, I'm still pretty close to tier 5 on this account. So I do think my tech was generally stronger than a lot of these people swarming. You guys can kind of tell that from the reports, you know, like when you're like 1v1ing a base, you're gonna be taking worse trades. When you're 2v1ing a base, you're gonna be taking better trades. When you're 3v1ing a base, you're gonna be taking better trades. That also depends on what heroes you're using and stuff. Like if you're using really bad heroes, you might be taking worse trades than you would be without just one march, right? Like I've seen, you know, I was watching the other day, this dude just like sent a tank to hit a base, and he was taking positive trades. You know, that was just because, well, one, it was a tank, right? Like you know, tanks always aren't gonna take, you know, the best trades, but in general, like that march was just, you know, pretty well built compared to, you know, sending a weak march that, you know, even if you're taking 1 for 2 trades in that first march, that second march might be actually losing trades, and then you're actually just taking way more deads than you need to. You know, that's kind of just a learn moment. I think that might have been the last swarm, and I think all I end up doing here, actually, I might get hit with one more. I think I might get hit with one more, but you know, I healed through all of these, and I was actually ready to take another, but they never came back. But I decided I was just gonna start harassing them on the field. You know, just start attacking their marches because I'm freaking weird. And I mean, honestly, I should not have been doing that, especially after taking 2 swarms on this account, and my healing bill was terrible. But I do think that this was pretty fun, and it made for a good video, and I could kind of explain like why I did what I did. I definitely don't recommend this for the average player to go through this unless you're really certain about, you know, your probability. And I was always ready to random teleport if I really needed to, because, you know, in this case I had you know, I couldn't shield because I had just been hitting marches and stuff. So, you know, you got to really be considerate. Of course, I was way more willing to actually do this because of the fact that these are alts, and you know, even if they had deads, it wouldn't have mattered as much to me. So you guys can kind of get the point. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know, I appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I hope I did entertain you guys. And you know, I just thank you guys. So peace out, and maybe I'll see you guys in the next video.